Hi everyone, so this is a video to go with the guide of how to make teams more engaging within your training, and this is how we can use some of the basic functions within Teams to help make your training a bit more engaging and fun. So the first one that we have is obviously the whiteboard, which you can find in the share content here, and then on your Microsoft whiteboard there as well. Let's let that load. So as you can see, this is from our previous whiteboard, so it does save as well. But you have your whiteboard here. You can use it as many different functions. You can draw, highlight, erase, you can add text and post-it notes and shapes. So you can make this quite fun, engaging. You can draw shapes. You can do things of like inside the circle are barriers, outside the circle how we can kind of fight all these barriers. So you can make things like that quite engaging and a bit more visual for people as well. However, you can click on your settings menu and you can ensure that other participants can edit as well. So on their screen they'll have the option to annotate and then they can draw on the whiteboard as well. However, when you also do breakout rooms, they will in their own rooms have the option to share the whiteboard as well with the other members within that breakout room. Again, they can all annotate, they can use that whiteboard together. And then a good way to make things a bit more engaging as well is to get them to save their whiteboard, which you can see again is on the toggle, and you export it as an image. They can save that as an image that will save onto their computer. When they come back to the main room, you can ask them then to share their screen, share that image, and they can talk through that whiteboard with everybody else as well. So a bit like using the flip chart paper, but again, it's a bit more visual, and obviously they can have fun then with kind of designing their whiteboard with all the different colours here as well, of what they're talking about within the subjects. So one thing I really like about Teams is within the chat function here. So again, you can see this has come up from my last meeting chat, but you can also see here that we have things like all the emojis. So again, you can use this for reactions if you're giving stats, or if you're giving figures, you know, kind of current trends. Show an emoji to let me know how you think. Does those numbers shock you? Are you surprised? Etc. Things like that. And again, you can use things, you know, put them in teams. Everyone who's got the sunflower emoji, you know, click that now to answer, etc. Microsoft have said they're going to do an update soon and there's going to have over 500 different emojis. So again, you'll be able to use quite a lot within your conversations in the chat and bring in some fun engagement that way. Teams also have the GIFs. So again, you can use these for kind of quizzes, ask them to show examples. You know, you can get feelings on here as well, so you can put on there excited, and again it will come up then in the chat that way as well. So there is things that you can do to kind of bring in a bit more of a fun game element. And also they have stickers that are also very similar as well, so you can find all these stickers and you can do it this way as well, and you can see there's different things of categories there, but you can also search, and also it could be a bit of a way of like if someone wins a quiz, they can then obviously send a sticker like this, and they can make it also into a meme. So you could ask people to create memes around, you know, what does safeguarding mean to them, and they can find all different kinds of things as well, and they can create their own memes and share that with each other. So another option can be to utilise the virtual background. So this is either found in your video settings here, where you can, if I hover, there we go, you can click on the more background effects, or through here in your device settings, sorry, in that done at the apply background effects that way. And you can see it comes up with a range that you can choose. So you can play games, everyone choose a background and you can match and play a bit of kind of like bingo that way. But also people and delegates can add their own background, so they can click add new. You can ask them to go and find images that relate to the topic that you're talking about, or or find an image that sums up what you think challenging behaviour is. Set that as your virtual background when you come back, or you can send them just a image that is a red block and a green block, and then you can use that for agree, disagree, or concerned, not concerned activities as well. And you can ask those that then change their virtual background to red if they disagree or not concerned, or green if they agree or are concerned, and vice versa. So again, that can make it a bit more so that everyone can then see what everyone else is doing and everyone else's thoughts as well. And it's quite a good visual representation to get everyone to kind of choose, and then you can ask for volunteers that way as well. So Microsoft also has a brilliant kind of marketplace of all different apps that you can bring in. So you can see that obviously you can bring in things like YouTube, and as you can see there previously, then you can share YouTube videos within the chat. And there are lots and lots of different apps that you can use. So you can bring in polls, and you can bring in things like Wikipedia, even things like the weather and the news. And obviously if you click on more apps, it takes you then to the main marketplace, and you can embed quite a lot of different things. So if you are just using Teams within your actual work team with your colleagues, you can put in things like productivity meetings, etc., and apps to help with that. And there are lots of different things that you can use. So you can use, like you said, Kahoot, we've got Quizlet, you can embed Slido and other things that can make things quite fun with quizzes and polls, etc. However, some of these apps may only work for those participants that are within your organisation. So it is worth to just come on here, have a look at all the different apps, see what works, see what doesn't. Some will work for everybody, some will just work for those that are actually within your team or organisation as well. And also it may be dependent on the device that others are joining in. So if they're on an iPad or an iPhone, some of these don't work as well. So it is just kind of having a bit of a research for yourself and having a look. But if you can embed some of them, I think that one of the polls ones works really well, and they are really fun and interesting to use as well. Yes, the poll everywhere, so you can do that. And as you can see, then you can just quickly type in your title, give your options, and then you can create your activity, and then it will come up on the chat there for everyone to see. Then obviously you can do other things like, you can bring in movement, so you get people to move around as if you would within a normal training session. You can play other games, which then you can use things like bingo, scavenger hunts, where they need to actually step away from their computer and have some time away from the screen. But you can also use things like Pictionary, and you can use the whiteboard that way. Or things like Guess Who as well, where people are using maybe the stickers or the emojis to describe a person or a situation that's happening. Then obviously you can go a little bit old school, and you can do reveal your answer. So you can get people to write things down on a bit of paper and then do a countdown, and then everyone shows a bit of paper to the camera. So you can reveal that, and again you can do that for drawings as well. And obviously you can see that from previously you can put in YouTube videos this way, but you can also obviously embed videos and music into your PowerPoint, and you can bring them into your session that way as well.